We are up and ready to go. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this part when the Zoom room is filling up and I get to see all of your faces. Make sure y'all got your cameras on. Hi. Welcome to the Own the Stage Speak Off Kickoff of Season 2. We got Jason, we got Angie, we got Coach Michael, we got Dante, we got Jamar, we got Adam. Yes, we got Miriam. We've got, let's see, Willie's here too. It's some extraordinary group of people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So excited to have you. In fact, throw in the chat. I want to know where y'all are from. I want to know where you're calling in from. So sometimes we have people from out of state, out of country. We are located right here in Utah. So throw it down in the chat. I want to know where y'all are from. And here's the thing. I'm not here to be the guru. I'm not here to pretend like I have it all figured out. Yeah, I have figured some things out. That's what I'm here to share with you. I'm also here to give you a chance to get on stage because I love getting on stages. I know y'all love getting on stages too. I don't know where this y'all is coming from. We're just going to go with it though. But this is the thing. You're the stars of the show tonight. You are the stars of the show. You're here because you have a message burning in your heart and you want to share with the world, and you have paid the price in the school of hard knocks. Raise your hand if you know this is true. You got your cameras on. I can see you. You have paid the price in the school, yes, of hard knocks. Melvin, I know you have. And listen, you're here to share this shortcut that you've discovered through the price that you've paid with the world, with anyone that'll listen. So I'm glad that you're here tonight. Looks like we've got people from Utah. Yep, those are my Utah people. Texas, beautiful. I hope you're enjoying your snow and your week off. Pennsylvania, beautiful. We got Salt Lake City, Florida, Utah, South California. Nancy, our prayers go out to you. You guys are in the thick of it right now. My brother-in-law is right now, he's a firefighter for the Orem Fire Department, rather. And he just drove his fire truck along with a bunch of other firefighters out to help out the people in LA. By the way, if you're following me on Facebook, my post today is about assembling kits. We partnered with justserve.com, and we're going to be helping assemble some hygiene kits to help people that are needing some of the help. I want to do something, and so I partnered with a company that's going to help us out with that. So very, very excited to have you all here. I'm going to switch over to my slides here. We are here for the Own the Stage virtual speak off. So if that sounds familiar to you, you are in the right spot. And tonight we're going to have some training, and then we're going to have a competition. Then we're going to give a bunch of stuff away, and we got a drawing for some lighting. It's going to be dope. Tonight we're here to learn how to speak on stage to bring in more customers to your business. Put a 1 in the chat if that's for you. If you want to learn how to speak on stage to grow your business, because listen, I got a beef to pick with people who just get on stage and then motivate the crap out of the crowd and then don't do anything with it. If you're getting up on stage, you deserve to be compensated for your expertise. You deserve to be compensated for your time. You deserve to be compensated for your effort and all the wisdom that you're bringing to the table. And if you're not here to monetize your message, you are in the wrong call. I'm telling you right now. Yes, we have altruistic parts of this. Yes, we get to give back. Yes, we get to donate to the community, but you can do that way better as a wealthy person than as someone who doesn't have any resources. So this is what we're here to do. We're here to bless the world with our words. We're here to bless the world with our expertise. And yes, we're here to be movement leaders. So if you typed a 1 in the chat, that's what that means. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Looks like we got Anna. We're coming into the room here. Beautiful. All right. So let's go ahead and get this party started here. I got to click over on these slides again, make sure my slides are showing. Richard is my tech guy, so I'm going to be leaning on him for when my buttons do or do not work. So James Bird is in the waiting room. We got a lot of people joining in. I'm so glad you guys are here. I got people from all over the country. If you haven't yet shared where you're from, go ahead and throw that in the chat. So again, this is the virtual speak off. What we're going to be doing tonight is a culmination of things. I had a big 11-step in-depth start to finish training for all of the 11 steps that it takes to be a public speaker. And I looked at that slide deck and it was like 50 million slides long. Forgive us while we switch our camera for a second. And I was like, you know what? I got to simplify this. I got to pare this down. So tonight, before we go into the speak off, I'm going to be giving you the 4 most basic, easy to execute principles to get yourself on stage, get yourself paid to do it. How many of you want that? Type a 2 in the chat. Type a 2 in the chat. Your hands are up too. I love it. Type a 2 in the chat if you want that. Thank you so much, Richard. He's my hero. Okay, so again, we're here to teach you and to get you to the next step in learning how to use your voice so that you can have the business that you want, regardless of the industry that you're in. It could be that you're a photographer or an expert coach, or you could be a insole manufacturer. It doesn't really matter. It just matters that you care about what you do. You're passionate about what you do. You're good at what you do, and you want to teach other people to do it. That's who we are with. So if you haven't shared where you're from yet, maybe you got in a little bit late, throw it down in the chat. And guys, again, like I mentioned before, I am not here to be your guru, meaning I am not supposed to be the like be all end all. Guys, I'm still figuring stuff out. And what that means is I want you to connect with each other, because if I'm the guru, or if anyone at any webinar that you ever go to is the guru, that's only one connection that you have. I want this group to be connected with each other. I want you getting on each other's podcasts. I want you putting each other on each other's stages. I want you to network and grow together, because I don't know about you, but I don't believe in competition. Even though this is a competition, I don't believe in competition. And here's what I mean by that. Your only competition is the previous version of yourself. That is really the only true competition. Are you better than you were yesterday? I'm competing against who I used to be, which, yes, it means it's hard work. Yes, it means you have to do things that you weren't willing to do before in order to grow. Yes. But as far as competing in this room, there's no competition, even if you teach the same thing. Even if your coach is in the same industry, there's no competition, only collaboration. There's no competition, only collaboration. So if I encounter another public speaker coach, guess what? I'm saying, hey, do you want to come be a judge at my speaker competition? Hey, do you want to do an event together? Hey, maybe we can serve people in different ways. And maybe we can serve people in the same way, but they get more. Or maybe they're meant for you, but they're not meant for me, and I can refer you out. I don't believe in competition, only collaboration. If that's you too, give me a thumbs up. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, awesome. So we already did that. Now, this is my like legal disclaimer, my thing that I have to share with everybody and say results not typical sort of stuff. I see your thumbs up in the chat. Freaking love you guys. Okay, the system that I'm going to share with you tonight, it is like the results not typical kind of disclaimer, right? In order to get results, you know you have to put in hard work. Those who have been successful because it takes an atypical person that's willing to put in the work and willing to walk through what I call the unpretty stuff. If you're willing to walk through what is unpretty, then it will work for you. Have you ever wondered why colleges don't offer guarantees on your degree? It's because they can't guarantee that you're going to put in the work. Have you ever wondered why colleges don't guarantee that you're going to be placed in a 6-figure or 7-figure job? It's because they can't guarantee you're going to do it. So I can't guarantee a dang thing. All I can guarantee is that I'm going to share with you everything that I've learned in my 35 years of experience on stage, making millions of dollars, not just for myself, but for other people. That I will guarantee that I will share with you. But you got to do your own work. Okay. Now, I want to know, what do you hope to get out of this speak off? I want you to share that in the chat. What are you here for? What do you hope to get out of this training? Some of you might be here just to listen and be inspired. Some of you might be secret undercover event planners looking for your next amazing speaker. That's cool. Some of you don't want to compete, and that's okay. You're just here to watch and observe. Some of you want to win. Some of you are very, very competitive, and you're like, I want to get that speaker spot. I want to end up as a finalist. I want to get on another stage. Some of you are here to network. Let's see. Okay. Whoa, you guys are so fast. Coaches that give the guarantee, read the fine print. Could not agree more. I want to get on stages ASAP. Beautiful. Dean's here for feedback and courage. I'm just here to listen and learn more. Beautiful. Willie wants to know how to impact more with words. Adam says recognition, practice, good learning and growth. Adam's in our Mastery Hive. Trisha says information and experience. Coach Michael says, always gaining knowledge, and I want to become 1% better each day. That's the definition of nobility, I've been told. Love it. Miriam says, I have no idea. I just clicked on a link, my social media platform, and didn't know what I was clicking on. Well, welcome. I'm glad you made it. That's awesome. I love your smile. Jason says, I'm here to learn from others. Nancy says, keep learning more. Jamar says, another stage. Good. Miriam says, now I'm curious. Well, stick around. We'll see what happens. James says, strengthening speaking talent. James has spent a couple hours with us in the previous VIP sessions and has gotten way, 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 way better. He was amazing to begin with, and now he's better. Jonathan Dean, good to see you again. Hugs, dude. Like, you're such an inspiring poet. I freaking love it. Okay, so we're all here for a similar reason. We want to get better on stage. We want to get more stages. We want to drive impact, and not necessarily for charity. We want to do it sustainably, right? Give me a nod. Want to do it sustainably. Even Jesus, my friends, had sustained his mission. He had his mission paid for. Do you know what kind of mission it takes to like basically take off from your family and go be a philanthropist and a preacher full time? That needs to be sustained. Your mission deserves to be sustained. It deserves to be upheld. You deserve to be compensated so that money is not an issue and you can continue to give and donate. How many of you feel this? Good. I don't want to deal with the money issues anymore. That's old hat. We're done with that. I'm here because I will be a winner. Amen. Okay, so let me tell you why I'm doing this and what's important to me. Okay, my goals. This is important for you to know. I want to help you get on 1 million stages. And maybe this sounds selfish and greedy of me, but how cool would it be to be able to walk into a networking meeting and be like, I put people on 1 million stages? That's pretty awesome. And I also help them make $1 billion doing it collectively. By the way, I track this. I have a sheet that I have my people fill out, and they fill out a form of how much revenue did you make from stage? How many stages did you get on? And we are 5.4% to our $1 billion goal. That means 5.4 million. We're climbing, guys. How many of you want your piece of that billion because you need to do some good in the world with it? Good. That's why we're here. Now, I'm also here to help you learn how to speak from stage while growing your business. We know that. And this is why I'm giving you stuff, whether or not you get into the Mastery Hive at the end, whether or not we move forward together. I just want to give you the resources because even if I'm not the perfect mentor for you, I want to give you what I've got. So everyone that's here tonight, just by virtue of the fact that you're here, you're going to get my sales essentials. Everything that I learned while running a sales floor. 200 employees came through this floor. We did millions and millions of dollars in sales. I put it all into a book. I put it all into a guide. I put it into a personal study list, a resource library. You got spreadsheets galore, and I'm just giving it to you. Raise your hand if you're okay with that. Cool. Okay. Yes. Woohoo. I love your enthusiasm, guys. Energy is everything. Okay, why did I call this meeting together? Because too many business owners are invisible to their customers. Too many of your customers have no clue who you are. I was listening to Jen Gottlieb just earlier today, and she said the same thing that Pace Morby said. She said the same thing that Ryan Pineda said when I went down and had lunch with him at one of his events. Same thing. It doesn't matter how good you are at what you do. If nobody knows who you are, you will not have customers. I asked Ryan, I said, listen, you got started in real estate and you're making buco bucks there. You're doing great. Why did you start doing events? And he said, I want people to know who I am and what I'm up to. There really is a legacy component to this, isn't there? There really is something to be said about leaving your mark on the planet. I don't know how many of you watch documentaries. Is anyone else a documentary nerd like me? I love documentaries. Can't get enough of them. I was watching this documentary on how like the ocean overfishing is damaging the world. And this picture stuck out in my brain of this satellite view of the nets that have been dragged on the bottom of the ocean floor and left all of these scars on the ocean floor, just ripping things apart. And as I thought about that, I thought about the mark that I want to leave on the planet. What's the mark that's bigger than me that I want to leave on the planet? And that's where I came to, gosh, if I can help people get 1 million stages and I can help them make $1 billion doing it, then that means not only 1 million stages and $1 billion, but the clients of those people are also winning. And if I played a part in that, I did my job. That's why I'm here. I don't want you to be invisible anymore. Okay, so I got some more surprises for you. I've got this lighting set that I'm going to be giving away later on tonight. How many of you want to win a lighting set? Yes, talk about being seen. Let's shine the light on you. I'm going to be giving that. Richard's got the magic wheel that we're going to be spinning, and we'll do that later. Type a 1 in the chat if you want to win that. Yes. Okay, good. Adam says energy is everything. Jonathan, he's like, 1. I love it. Okay. Also, you might have a chance to get on stage today. Now, I will tell you how the competition is going to work later on, but you got to be prepared to be on stage, which means cameras on. We got to be focused. I'm going to tell you, I'm looking for 10 people to join our Mastery Hive tonight, just right up front. I'm going to be looking for 10 people at the end of this that are going to join our Mastery Hive. It's not for everybody. It's only for the right people. But let me tell you the kind of people that I want to work with in my life, whether it's a partner or a member of our community. I'm looking for people that are ready for more stages. I'm looking for people who want to use the stage to grow their business and aren't afraid to show up. I'm also looking for people that are not interested in an expensive hobby. I want you to have a full-fledged business. There's a big difference. A business, you invest your time, your energy, your resources. Your hobby, it's fun, but you're not really monetizing it. And you should have hobbies. That's okay. Maybe you're a serial entrepreneur like me. You're like, I can't have a hobby unless I'm monetizing it. Give yourself permission. But your speaking business should not be a hobby. It should pay you. I'm looking for people that are willing to follow the step-by-step process. I'm willing for people that will accept feedback. Check your egos at the door. Not interested in that. I'm also looking for people that will be vulnerable and participate. I'm looking for people that also have a strong why. Doesn't matter what your business is. You could be making weighted blankets, but if your why is strong behind it, then those blankets are going to be the thing that fuel. And people aren't buying your blankets. They're buying the why. They're buying why you put this together. And I'm also looking for people that are willing to do whatever it takes. Most businesses fail, according to Tony Robbins, most businesses fail 98% within the first 2 years, not because the business isn't viable, not because the idea was bad, but because they failed to execute and failed to walk through failure. Do you know how many times I have fallen on my face? Do you know how many businesses I've closed because they failed? And yet we still proceed, and yet we keep on going, because when we win, it's because we got up one more time than we fell down. When we win, it's because we got up, dusted ourselves off, had a good cry, and continued after we fell down. And that's all it takes, really. Now, I want to tell you about a couple people. They might be here tonight, actually. If you see your name in here, like, give us a shout out in the chat, because I work with some really cool people. Daphne Stockdale, I know she registered for the event. Daphne, if you're here, just give us a hello. She competed last season 1, and is now taking the stage. And she's created an event series for teens and parents. Give Daphne some claps. That is awesome. We need more people like this. Also, Christy, if you're here tonight, say hello in the chat. Christy, yeah, some of you know and love Christy. She's pretty epic. Christy was a finalist last season. Not only has she gotten on stage, but she started a whole new event series. And last year, she closed 54 brand new clients. Give her some claps. How cool is that? And also, raise your hand if you want 54 brand new clients. If you can take that, let's do that. Okay, good. Alton. How many of you know Alton? He's one of the coolest guys. Okay, Jason knows him. Adam knows him. A few of you know Alton. He was a season 1 finalist who started a YouTube channel and a business consulting company and is saving lives through suicide prevention. And I was just chatting with him earlier this week. He's been offered 3 equity partnerships so far this year, and it's the 15th, you guys. We're 15 days into the year, and he's got 3 brand new clients. That deserves another round of applause. Way to freaking go. Way to freaking go. I also got to introduce you to Jen. You'll be hearing a little bit more about her as well. She started with us in April. She's already had live stage bookings. She just moved to Alabama, and she's got a viable business. What's cool about her, and I told you about Daphne already, but what's cool about Jen is that, like many of you, she was working as a, I will say, subordinate partner under, like, I don't know if it was an MLM thing, but it wasn't her business. She was just a coach in someone else's business. How many of you, by raise of hand, know what that's like? Or if you have a W-2, you know what that's like. Yeah, we've all paid our dues there. A lot of us have, okay? It took so much guts. She went out on her own and she said, actually, you know what? I'm pretty good at this. I feel like I could do this without being underneath someone else's umbrella. And within like 10 days of going out on our own, after tripping and falling and getting back up, she started to get paid clients, which is pretty freaking awesome because she stuck with it. Now, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. This is one of my least favorite slides to do, but I want to just tell you what my background is. The reason this is my least favorite is you don't care about me. You care about you. And the reason I show you this slide is because I want you to screenshot this and then use this as a template for your own numbers. I want you to be tracking your stages, right, Trisha? I want you to be tracking the revenue that you've made. I want you eventually to have bragging rights so that other people know that you are legit. Okay, so this is what we've done so far. over 2,400 stages worldwide, 17 different countries. By the way, just curious, by raise of hand, how many of you want to travel with me and speak on stages all over the world? Yes. We're going to be doing that. Okay. $54 million in revenue generated, not just for me, but for other people as well. Over 3 million views on social media. Our Tobcast, that's a new word. Podcast is a top 1% because we're past 20 episodes. According to Alex Ramosi, once you pass 20 episodes, you're in the top 1%. And Spotify just recognized our podcast. Celebrate with me. Top 25% of all video podcasts on Spotify. Our rap was so cool this year. Number one best-selling author. We've got 17 books and counting, not only that I've written myself, but for other people as well. And of course, I'm on a mission to make 100 millionaires. That's my favorite part. I literally have a list on my phone with names of people I'm focusing on. Alton's on that list. Here's the other things that are important to me. My values. Wife and mom come first over everything. That's why it's on top. This over everything. I will choose this over my masterminds every single time. My masterminds fit in between me being a mom. I'm a trainer. I love to donate. This is why we kicked off our meeting with anything that you want to do to help build hygiene kits for the people suffering in LA. Love speaking. It's a freaking blast. I love it when there's sparklers too. That's way fun. I love to travel. I love hopping on planes. And I don't know about you, but one of my favorite part of traveling is when I'm on a plane and my phone's off and nobody can get a hold of me. Karen, you know it. Okay. I want to know in the chat, what is important to you? We all know speaking, we all know transformation, yes, but what is important to you? I want you to throw that in the chat. Faith, beautiful, Karen. I love that. That's a very, very common one. Families coming in, travel, yep, faith, making a difference, hope, purpose, your time, thank you. Language, I love that. Communication, excellent. Tell me what's important to you in the chat to save lives and help people get back the life they deserve. Oh, I think, Michael, we're going to be good friends. Faith, family, fun, helping people, faith and connections, giving back, family, travel, God. We are in the right place. I want to do like a Brady Bunch high five with your squares, like give everyone high fives all around you. This is cool. We got the right people around us. That is awesome. Stages contributing on a crazy level. Faith and inspiring others to become the person God created them to be. A freaking man. I love how supportive you guys are all in the chat. You're like hearting and liking each other's messages. I hope that you are connecting. Guys, use this as a chance to connect. What are the chances that this group of people is here? Think about that. Think about the chances that it's like a bomb going off in a printing press and a dictionary coming out. Like the chances of that happening is very, very small. So the chances of all of you being here right now is literally 1 in billions. Use this opportunity to connect with people that you never would have met otherwise and that you might never see again. Please, please, please connect with one another. Okay, Thomas says, I would love to be on your podcast. We have an application process for that. Would love to take a look at that. Foreordained. Yes, if you are called, you are qualified. That's what I like to say. Okay, again, we've iterated who this meeting is for. This meeting is only for people who are industry experts. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but if you're not an expert in what you're doing, you're not ready for this training. If that's where you are, go to our school community, participate there, and get to the point where you can be an expert in your field. That's what this is. So this is your chance to be like, oh, maybe I need more. I'm not quite ready. If you're not quite ready, this is where you go. For the rest of us, we're going to move along. Now, this is the stupidest question I'm going to ask you. Is it really possible to grow your business from stage? Well, duh. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. So let's look at the numbers, though. What does every business need? Throw it in the chat. What you think every single business needs in order to be a viable business? What does every single business need? Dean says customers, clients. Absolutely. Money, 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 money. Love it. What else? What do you think it needs? Integrity. Thank you. Speakers. Yes. To be known that they exist. All of these things are correct. However, there is one central element that every business needs that if you don't have it, you don't have a business. Every business needs revenue. If you're not making money, you don't have a business. Right? Would you all agree with this? Okay, good. Now, where do we get revenue? Where does revenue come from? Many of you said it already in the chat. Revenue comes from buyers or customers, in other words. We get revenue as business owners from our customers. Customers that know, like, and trust us, not strong-armed customers that leave us bad reviews on Google. We only want to work with the best people, right? Customers that are not hard to get. People that say, I want what you have, please take my money. Okay, so where do we get those people? Throw in the chat. Where do you think we get customers? Where do these customers emerge from? What is the pool by which they find us, right? Where do they come from? Anyone know? Community. Good. Good. We're flirting with it. The market. Good. Good. This is the way I phrase it. They come from leads. I got to have leads. If you've ever been in marketing, which basically speaking is just the best form of marketing, you have to have leads, which means we're getting down to the brass tacks here. In order for them to be considered a lead, you have to have their name, email, and phone number. You've got to have their contact information to be considered a real lead. They have to be a lead. Okay. Well, where do we get those? We get leads from the eyeballs that watch us. Let me give you an example. Some of you are floating around in Facebook land, and at that point, you were my audience, right? When you saw the ad come up, you're like, okay, I see the ad, but at this point, you're still an audience member. The moment you clicked on the ad and registered, I got your name, email, and phone number. Now you're in my bucket. Now I can talk to you. Now I can send you emails. Now I can invite you to stuff. And then some of you say, oh man, this is really cool. This actually solves a problem for me. I want to buy this thing. And then our company makes revenue, which keeps our lights on and keeps us serving the people that we need to serve, right? You get the same system. This is no secret. This is how business works. Well, how do we get in front of an audience? That's the question. Stages. That is the answer. We only build an audience through getting on stages. And what most people don't realize is that there is an overabundance of stages available to you. So tonight, if you're looking to get trained on how to get more stages, I'm going to probably, and this sounds cliche, but I'm going to make it too easy. There's a story in the Bible of a man who had leprosy. And the prophet that he went to for advice said, all you got to do is just wash in that really dirty river over there. And the man with the leprosy is like, I'm really an important guy. I don't think I want to go wash in that river. And then his second command was like, listen, if he had told you to like ride off into the sunset in some glorious act, wouldn't you have done it? And now you're just saying no because it's too easy. Don't discredit the things that feel easy. Don't discredit the things that feel easy. Okay, now let's look at the data. I did you can see the link down here where I pulled this data from. To grow your business, you need leads. Now, if you're currently finding leads the hard way, it's probably also very expensive. According to a report published in 2024, average lead generation is about $379 per lead. That's not even per customer. This is per lead. So you're writing a check about $379 worth. I know, Mike, I totally agree with you. Like it's boggling. And that's not even guaranteeing that they're a customer. It's pretty expensive. Okay. Now, what happens when we don't have to pay that price to generate the leads? I'm not against paid advertising, but I also know that many of us can't start our business with like hundreds and thousands of dollars to put towards paid advertising that we're not even sure is going to work. We need to put the story out there. Imagine appearing on stages and getting free leads or even being compensated to get leads. How many of you by raise of hand would think that was pretty cool? Good. Excellent. Okay. This is how I've built my entire business through the power of what I'm about to share with you, through the power of digital and physical stages. Our first year in business, we did over 6 figures in revenue. Our very, very first year in business, we put most of that back into the business so that we could do more and do it better. But this works. And I know it because I've done it for myself and I've done it for other people. Okay, so let me tell you, this is from Ty Lopez. He posted this in 2023, so a couple of years ago, but I believe it's still relevant and still very, very true. First, he's going throughout time, throughout the early 1900s into the current day and age. First, we saw the rise of big government. There was this wave, right? There was like the roaring 20s, right? Y'all know that phrase, the roaring 20s, right? Rise of big government. Then we gave way to the golden age in the 1950s of the rise of corporations. This is when you're seeing these high rises start to go up in downtown city centers, right? Then the third wave happened and we really got a kick in the butt when COVID came around. That really jump-started the rise of the individual. We are currently in the third wave of our overall history of economy. And with the rise of the individual, this is why people can take off and become influencers. This is why the word influencer is now a job description. You guys all went through this with me. I mean, how many of you watched this happen, right? Raise your hand if you watched this happen. You're like, oh my gosh, people are becoming popular. They're becoming a brand. Coach Michael is a brand. Coach Willie is a brand. The Extraordinary Thomas Moon, that's a brand. Your name is now a brand, and we're in the middle of it, and it's time to catch that wave right now. If you haven't caught it already, and if you haven't caught it to the degree that you want to, maybe it's time to upgrade your surfboard. This business will achieve its biggest growth through the power of stages. Now, I speak from personal experience on this one. I had a 1099 and I had a W-2, a mixture and conglomeration of all of those things. And then that got rug pulled. How many of you know what that's like? Layoffs, the job rug pull, the getting fired, whatever it might be. I went through the same thing. And in 2020, back when this all went down, we saw a huge spike in unemployment rates. And then people that are smart were like, okay, what do? I'm going to build a personal brand. And that hasn't stopped. And I don't think it's going anywhere. As long as people continue to do good, I think we're just evolving. And there's the link if you want to take a look at that. Personal brand was built in 2020 and it's not going anywhere. It's time to catch this wave of growth for your personal brand. And on stage, type a 1 in the chat if you know this is true for you. Type a 1 in the chat if you're feeling this punch in the gut of like, I need to start my own brand. Beautiful. I like the 9, Jonathan. 1119. Beautiful. Okay, here's another gift I have for you. This is my signature presentation blueprint book. This is a very brief book. It's about 12 to 18 pages, easily digestible, but so power-packed with information. This is the ultimate signature presentation blueprint. I give you the 10-step blueprint. I'll also show it to you tonight, but this book expands on it, on how to deliver your story from stage so that it converts. Your story is what sells. Facts tell, stories sell, as they say. So this is the book on how to get your story to sell without being sleazy, by the way. Ain't nobody got time for that. I built my business through the power of the stage, but I'm not the only one who did it. Type in the chat who you recognize from this image. Type in the chat who you recognize from this image right here. Look at all these people and understand why you know them. Hey, yeah, I'm in there. I got this really cool picture with Tony Robbins, so I had to put that in there. It's pretty cool. He's a giant. That guy's like over 7 feet tall. Freaking huge dude. He revolutionized the coaching industry. Martin Luther King changed the world through the power of the stages. Mel Robbins is doing the same thing. Everyone in this picture here that was in the Limitless Society a couple of years ago, they're changing the world through the power of their voice. Russell Brunson, Abraham Lincoln, he's most known for the Gettysburg Address, a speech that I think was under 5 minutes. You ever wonder about your ability to deliver powerful impact in a short period of time? Look at what Abraham Lincoln did. Got 2 minutes tonight to do the same thing. They make movies about speeches, guys. They literally make movies about speeches. Some incredible people here. You see Lincoln, Abe, and he wrote it on the train on the ride to the battlefield. Oh my gosh, absolutely. So again, to iterate, here are my goals. This is one of my favorite pictures. Look at the joy in her face. 100 millionaires. I have a list on my phone. I want you in making $1 billion of revenue. That's my benchmark, my first milestone for our collective revenue here. And then that means 1 million stages. I wrote this on the studs of the wall of my studio, you guys. This is what we built everything on. This is where I started. Look at that girl with the cute little pixie cut. That was like my least confident picture. I was like almost crying through the entire thing. I grew up in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, something some of you have never heard of. That was my high school mascot. We were the farmers, you guys. We were that cool. In Utah, I don't know why, but high schools are like really a big thing here. So that's what that is. This is my very first keynote when I was 12 years old. 12 years old. And it's not fair to say it's my first keynote. I started speaking when I was 5 because my church says it's really cool thing for kids. But this was my first speaking competition that I competed in. And I didn't have anything to show for it. But this is where we're at. We're 33 years on stage, speaking experience. We've taken a company, we 10x through growth through the power of stages. That means $54 million in revenue. I'm trying to count bodies in the room, right? 207,000 lives changed, almost 250,000 people that have been exposed to us through live and digital stages. Over 2.4 now worldwide stages. Again, this is not to brag, but this is say, I want you to have these numbers. I want you to track these numbers, and I want you to have these numbers for you. And look at me for a second right here. There are days where this is going to suck. There are days when this is going to feel hard. And the reason that I want you to track these numbers is what you need, what Jimmy Rex calls your badass list. This is the list that reminds you how cool you are. So in the days when you feel like you suck, and the days when nobody buys your stuff, and the days that you put on webinars and nobody comes, and you spent $600 in ad spend, ask me how I know, and you fall and you fail and you fall and you fail, you need to be able to look back on this list and say, okay, this failure was just an educational moment. I'm just paying tuition right now, and I'm going to learn something amazing for it. I'm just, right now, this is the cost. This is the cost of winning, is falling on my face. And you know what? I'm actually pretty good at this. And I'm actually pretty awesome. And I will never forget that, because the past version of me is counting on me to pick myself back up, dust myself off, and keep going. Because the people that win are the people that pursue. Tuition totally gets expensive. Oh my gosh. Oh, I like that. Faith can move mountains, but doubt can create them. Any failure that you've ever had is just the cost of your tuition. And sometimes we pay a lot in tuition, which means the education darn well better be worthwhile. You make it worthwhile. I paid for a college degree, walked away before I got one, but I found out where to find my next employees, because entrepreneurs don't do very well in college. They just don't. We typically drop out. How many amazing big names like Jeff Bezos attribute their winnings to their college degree? Very, very few. They do it because they went and made it happen. So that's where we're at. Okay. If I did it, you can do it too. This little girl from Wheat Ridge, Colorado, youngest of 10 kids, the woman who didn't know how to own her voice, can be heard and grow a business with it, then there's no reason any one of you can't do it. So if you've ever treaded on your faith, just toss it in the garbage right now, or toss the doubt in the garbage right now. Throw your doubt away. It's not worthy of you. And if you ask the higher power that's bigger than you, ask that God that you worship, whoever that might be, what your potential is, he's going to give you a great reminder. So don't forget that. Oh, interesting. We don't have sound. Okay. Oop, we'll go to the next slide here. Looks like we didn't have sound on that one. That's Tasha Wheelhouse, by the way. She's a part of our community. She started a YouTube channel called Copper Shock Horror, like debriefing on horror movies. It's pretty epic, by the way. I was a little bit nervous to watch it myself, but because I watch horror movies with my scarf over my eyes. That's not my cup of tea. But she's the most amazing lady, and her YouTube channel has, I think, 10x since she started hanging out. Talk about eyeballs. So share in the chat if you want results that are 10x. Do you want results 10 times what you're experiencing now? And I'm a big believer that 10x is easier than 2x. Yes, 20x. Let's go. Let's go. Watch out, Grant Cardone. We're going to 20x and rebrand everything 20x. I'm a chicken. I will pass on home race. Dude, me too. I can't, like, the signs, scary for me. Like Mel Gibson, scary. We're not doing that. But if, like, seriously, that doesn't matter what industry you're in. That's the point of this. The point is you need to be on stage as often as you can, starting now. Now, this is important. Remember when I said stages might be easier than you're thinking? I want you to understand this. There are 4 different kinds of stages. The vertical axis says these are either your stages or somebody else as far as ownership goes. And then our horizontal axis is physical or digital stages. I've got examples in each one of these quadrants for you for how to get some more stages. Put in the chat if there's a stage in there that you didn't think could be counted as a stage. If there's a stage in here that surprises you, throw that in the chat, because that might be your next easy button. You can host retreats. You can host live events. You can host parties. But guess what? You can also host webinars. You can also use social media as a stage, and beyond that, go live on social media. That's a stage. Okay. Other physical stages, you can, most people think, okay, someone else is hosting a webinar. I want to, or someone else is hosting a seminar rather. I want to be on that stage. Most of us think of that as the stage, right? Like, oh, I got invited to speak somewhere. Most of us think of that as a stage. Speaking at a breakout or a VIP event or ceremonies. I've spoken at weddings before. It's kind of crazy. Other stages include masterminds or other people's podcasts, other people's trainings. Looks like dinner parties. That's one. You can actually host dinner parties, and that is your stage. These are all valuable stages. Let me tell you my favorite stages. Oh, it looks like I missed a misspelling there. These are the easiest stages to get on. Stages that you can do before you go to bed tonight. I make a post on Threads about once a week that gets me 150 new leads on average. Just from a single post. It's not even delivering my keynote. It's like a 3-line version of it. And then I get 150 leads. Raise your hand if you think that would be pretty cool for you. Okay, good. I want you to learn how to do this. Live videos, totally a stage. Willie took a challenge to go live 50 times in 2 weeks, and he got 200 stages because of it. Masterminds, podcasts, incredible stages. They're incredible stages to be on. How cool would it be to talk about your business for an hour, right? And then give a link in the chat. Pretty cool. Okay, what do I do once I win a stage? The short answer, there isn't one. That's why we're here. There's more to it than that. Okay, I'm going to give you I promise you I would deliver this to you. This is the 10 steps of your keynote speech. And I want you to, like, when you're listening to other facilitators, I want you to watch for this. I want you to watch for, okay, these enrolling questions. How many of you by raise of hand have seen an enrolling question tonight? That was one, by the way. The enrolling questions, the things that get people to respond, either a physical or a digital acknowledgement of what you're saying. Then you have your introduction. Say your name from stage. Until you're Cher or Madonna or other one-word celebrity, you got to be saying your name from stage. Say it with confidence like you mean it. That's your first sales pitch. Then you're going to tell your story, your hero's journey. I've done that a little bit for you tonight. Told you where I came from and why this is so important to me. Then you're going to deliver a promise. I'm here to give you what I learned. And then you're going to deliver those 3 key bullet points. You've probably seen this a lot when you're going to a live event. Here's the 3 tips to this, the 3 keys to this, the top 3 things to this. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. You've seen this a lot, right? You're going to do the same thing. You don't have to call them keys, but you're going to deliver valuable, actionable things. And then if you're an experiential keynote speaker, you're going to have them do an exercise, something to cement this thing. And then when you do a call to action, that's what collects your leads. And you can't do a really good call to action unless you've got a great story. So these things build on each other. And then step 10 is you connect from the heart. This is where you finish your hero's journey. So you can take a screenshot of this. This is the formula. This is what I share with you in the book that I gave you tonight. However, most people will never take the stage. What's the number 1 fear in the world? Type in the chat. Number 1 fear in the world. It's not spiders. It's like number 4. It's not death. It's public speaking. It's being so scared to be vulnerable in front of an audience. This comes from a fear of judgment, this fear of failure. And gosh, how could I even put myself on stage? It's the number 1 scariest thing in the world. It's why a lot of you don't have your cameras on. You should turn your cameras on. Public speaking takes practice. It takes repetition. It takes willingness to fall on your face, or in my case, pee your pants on stage in front of 700 people. It happened. Nobody knew until now. Everybody knows because I tell the story all the time. It doesn't matter what happens on stage. It's fine. The show must go on, as they say. But it takes repetition and it takes practice. Now it's time to learn to monetize your message. And now I made a breakdown of these 11 steps. There's 11 steps, this whole thing. I told you I would condense it down to 4 for you. Okay. So if you get nothing else from tonight, this is what I want you to get. First, you got to find stages, then you got to speak on those stages, then you got to offer something on those stages to convert that audience into leads, and that's where your revenue comes from. Let me walk you through this. I'm going to go very fast, so screen grab these if you need to. We already went over this. There's 4 different kinds of stages. If I challenged you to fainting, I just saw your comment, James. If I challenged you to do one of these before you go to bed tonight, type in the chat which one you can do. You have to do one of these before you go to bed tonight. Which one can you do? Maybe you have a podcast recording scheduled after this. You can do that. Live video on social media. Absolutely. You can do a live event. You can host a Zoom call. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. People can't buy from you if they don't know who you are. Good. I hope you do that. Yes. Okay, we went over the 10 steps of the signature keynote. This is what happens when you speak. It doesn't matter if you have 2 minutes, 20 minutes, or 2 hours. It's like an accordion. It condenses down and becomes super potent in a short period of time. And it expands out, keeps all the ribs, and is super valuable over a long period of time. But it always has these elements. Then your offer. I think I have some of you who have helped me author these books here. Then these are ebooks that I've written with our speakers, right? This is what you're giving to people. You saw me give one earlier tonight, right? The signature presentation one right over here. You've got to have something, whether it's a book, whether it's a database, whether it's a calculator, whether it's something else, some piece of value to give to your audience for free that they could walk with and have their lives changed because of it. It needs to be complete. It needs to be comprehensive. It needs to flow naturally with your keynote and needs to be something that serves your audience. If you're not giving stuff away, people can't try you. We always want, the samples at Costco. I'm going to try that and then I'm going to go to the freezer and find out where to buy it. People need to try on what you do, either like through a 30-day challenge or a free book. Raise your hand if you've seen this stuff all over social media, right? Comment this for this guidebook, right? You got to have your own version of that. People do this because it works. This is not new to social media. People have been giving out books for forever. Think of any religion that that hands out books, right? This is the same system. Okay. The last is revenue. Now, this is the 5-point checklist for converting those leads into customers that love you. Number one, you got to take care of them. Nurture your list by staying on brand. Keep talking about what you're talking about. You're going to feel like you're beating a dead horse, but it is only once you get sick of saying it that it's going to land with your people. I'm going to say that again. It is, maybe some of your parents know this. It is only after you get sick of saying it does it start to land with your people. So nurture them, deliver content and value. You're going to use email and text to outreach to offer more value, maybe on a meeting or a Zoom call. Can we get a one-on-one? Can we talk together? I think James had a one-on-one with Richard today, right? Was that today? Maybe it's yesterday. Yeah, my days are blurring together. We work one-on-one together and we're going to diagnose things. Even after we work together officially and part of memberships, we're going to continue to do some one-on-one together. We're going to diagnose the pain, what sucks, and then offer a natural next step solution. Then you're going to go through funding. And friends, one of the biggest mistakes people make is they don't have a path to payment, meaning they don't even have a credit card processing terminal. They don't have a way for people to pay. You've got to have a way for people to pay you. Don't make it complicated. Then you need to fulfill. Deliver what you promised and then some. Over-deliver. Over-deliver. Okay. So what's the next step? I'm going to condense this for you. 1, if you don't have my podcast database, get it. I have a database of over 1,000 different shows, all with application links included. All you need to do is text me the word podcast if you haven't already. 801-509-5495. Rich, if you want to throw that in the chat.
It'll also be in the giveaway later.
It's also in the giveaway. We're going to give that to you tonight, so don't worry about doing that right now. But now you have my phone number. Then once you get on stages, could be podcast, could be something else. You're going to use the proven signature presentation blueprint to deliver a compelling speech. And then you're going to gather your leads with your tripwire. Absolutely necessary. And then you're going to upsell the right people to bring in the revenue so you can keep doing what you're doing. These are 4 condensed steps based on an 11-step formula. You can take a screenshot of this. This is the entire formula. It takes weeks to go through this and to diagnose little pieces of it, but I'm giving it all to you right here. And then if you want to take the extra step, you're going to understand where you're weakest and fix it. Okay. This is all you need to make money from Sage. That's it. That is it in a sweetened, condensed version. If you follow these steps, you will be able to transform your audience and get the right buyers if you stay consistent with it. Now, again, remember why you're here. Remember why you wanted to be a speaker in the first place. You have a message that your people, not everyone, but your people need to hear. Tonight might be your first stage. It might be your 100th stage. Every stage is an opportunity to grow and get better. Now, anytime you take the stage, what's the very last thing you're going to do? Anyone know? Those of you that have been hanging around me, you know. Anna, you just did it. I watched you do it. Take a deep breath. and forget everything I've ever said today. Forget the 10 steps. Forget the enrolling questions. Forget the technicality of your CTA, and forget all of the things and the tweaks and the feedback and everyone else that's judged you in the past. You got to forget all of that, because your job on stage is to be present in the moment, not distracted with future anxieties or distracted with future or past depressions or whatever the case may be. You are present in the moment there. So breathe and be present. Then, like I said, forget everything. Forget everything every speaking instructor has told you. Forget every book you've read. Forget everything. Smile. It's crazy how often people forget to do this when they're speaking. Got to get some good practice in there. Show me your best smiles. I'm seeing like, there we go. There we go. Some of you guys are just smiling with your mouths and not your eyes. It's like this. Smile with your eyes. We're here to have fun. And of course, we're here to serve. You're here to serve your audience. You've made it to the stage. You've already earned the right. By virtue of being on the stage, you've already earned the right. You're not here for you. You're here for the audience. You're here for the lives that you're going to bless. You're here because the people that are listening to you are starving, and you have what it takes to feed them. So I want to go through any questions that you have before we jump into the signature keynote presentation for your 2 minutes on stage. Do we have any questions based on what we've shared so far? Signature close phrase and make them remember you. I love it. Any questions? Now's the time to ask questions. Go ahead and throw those in the chat if you have questions come through. In just a moment, I'm going to be going into how the structure of tonight's competition is going to work. But I want to answer any questions before we go into that. It's like you guys are all masters. We are ready, set, go. Okay, let me walk you through how tonight's going to work. So we have some people who upgraded to VIP tonight. Those people get the first guaranteed spot in the competition. Because they upgraded for VIP, they get a guaranteed spot on tonight's stage. However, I can't give it to you if you don't raise your digital hand. Richard knows who our VIPs are. So VIPs, when you raise your digital hand, you're going to be moved to the front of the line. After the VIPs go, then we're going to open it up to everybody. And you can raise your digital hand to go next. So you guys can start raising your digital hand right now. The way you do that is you go down to the bottom bar on Zoom, you click the react button, and you start by raising your hand. You guys are starting to get it very good. We got a good number of people up here. Richard's going to help me out by typing in the chat who is on deck. That means you're speaking next. And then who's speaking now. So Richard's doing this right now. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Okay. After you raise your digital hand, first of all, you have to have your cameras on. Even if you're not speaking, I want you to have your cameras on, because our speakers are going to be interacting with you just like we have been all night tonight. So make sure your cameras are on, even if you're not taking your turn speaking. Again, I don't need to preach to the choir on this one, but leave kudos in the chat. I want you to support each other in the chat. Leave emojis or good jobs or whenever you feel inspired. Mike, can I show you my favorite thing? Give me a thumbs up if I can show you my favorite thing. Hey, okay, let me show you this. This is really cool. I was at an event, and I like to tell the audience, oh, dang it, Richard, the thumbs up thing happened again. Shoot, okay, when my thumbs up happens, then my screen freezes. Richard's going to fix it, though. But you can see in the picture that's frozen on there, this gold brick that's behind me. I was at an event, and I told the audience, hey, I want you to be rude. We're going to change the camera, but listen to the story. I want you to be rude, and whenever the speaker says anything that makes you like, oh my gosh, I just had an epiphany. I just had an aha. I want you to yell out gold nugget. So if you have something tonight, hey, thank you. If you have something tonight that is inspiring to you, just say gold nugget in the chat or write what it was that inspired you, because that's going to tell the speaker that they should say that again the next time they speak. So yeah, the brick, that's totally what it is. Everything behind me has a really cool meaning for me. And I don't even have my purple car down here. So when I was there, one of the participants, they spray painted a brick and painted it gold, because they're like, you were dropping not just gold nuggets, you were dropping gold bricks. So that's what that's for. Give each other the accolades and the gold nuggets. You guys are all about that. Okay. All right. Then we have kudos in the chat. Good. I want you to connect with other speakers. So you are welcome to drop your Instagram handles, you guys. 100%. I want you to follow each other. I want you to help each other grow your communities. I love this saying. I heard this the other day, and I've just married myself to this saying. When I help you climb the mountain, we both get to the top. So help each other out, support one another, be a part of each other's journey. Oh, I love it. You guys are so cool. Okay. And then, of course, have fun. That's what we're here to do. It's not worth doing unless you're having fun. Let's have a good time. Yeah? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see what's next. Now it's time for you to own the stage. This is your stage now. This is your time to shine. Hey, Richard, how are we looking on our VIPs? Do we have a list of
Yes,
who's
it.
going
I
first?
put it in the chat, but I will.
Oh, you know what? You just
That's
said
all right.
something as well. Richard, he said, remember, okay, here's one thing I forgot to tell you. You're going to be voting on your favorite speaker. That's how the finalists are going to be determined tonight. The finalists will then go to a semifinals round. And then the final finalists are going to be joining us on stage. They're going to be invited out to our live in-person event in October. That's when that's happening. So if you make it to the final round, you're going to be invited to speak live at our event for the final competition there in October. So keep track tonight in your own notes, not in the chat, just in your own notes. When a new speaker comes on stage, write down their name. And then if something like, yeah, I would vote for this guy or gal, make a mark on that. Okay. Give me
One
a thumb.
more.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, baby.
One more note. If you're a VIP, I will need you to DM me. This is Richard Hickman. So send me a meeting in the a chat, a message in the chat directly, so that I know that you're VIP. Because many of you, and I think it's great, but many of you have like your name, but it's only your first name, and I need to
Right.
match that to your VIP. So please make sure that you send me a message that you're VIP, so that I can match it to our VIP registrations and make sure that you get to go first.
Good point. Good point. So if you registered for VIP, once again, your name on your screen on your Zoom call might not match the name that you registered for VIP under. So use the blue button in the meeting chat. You're going to click that blue button, find Richard Hickman, send him a private message in the chat, say, I signed up for VIP. He's going to go on the back end and verify that to make sure that's all good to go. And then our VIP is good to go first. We just want to make sure we honor that and capture everyone who upgraded. Sound good? Give me a nod. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, good. So again, keep track of your speakers. Keep track of who is speaking. If you like them, we're going to be voting for them later on tonight, right before we do all of our goodies and giveaways. October, I cannot see that far ahead. Dude, I got one of those big ass calendars and like sticky note. It's a past tense of sticky note. Like all of the things I wanted to do this year, it was epic. It was really cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and Richard, I did not see who was going first. It scrolled way too fast because our people were just so participating. Oh, it's in the text message. Let me just check my phone. I never do that on stage. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yes. All right, friends. It is my pleasure to introduce to you one of the members of our Mastery Hive who is an incredible human being. He's helping dads who have lost their vision to get it back again. Please give me a round of applause for Dean Taylor.
Awesome. Thank you, Marianne, and hello, friends. I'm so excited to be here. I have spent the last 25 plus years of my life working in corporate America and the last 18 leading teams. So I'm going to ask a question. I want you to put a yes in the chat. If you had a dream as a kid about what you were going to do or be when you grew up, just put a quick yes in the chat. Awesome. Thank you. Well, like many of you, I did too. When I was 6 years old, I would go in my backyard and I would swing on my swing set, and the higher I would swing, the higher I would sing, and louder I would sing. And I just had a vision of being on stage and the light shining on me, until one day I went inside my house and my mom was sitting by the kitchen window and she said, "You sing just like I do. You couldn't carry a tune in a bucket." Oh, I was crushed. Well, fast forward 40 years later, I spent years commuting back and forth on the train, often just staring out the window. I still had this burning in my chest, a need to discover and find my life's purpose. Although it felt faint and distant, it was still there for me. Everything started to change when I read two books. I read The Miracle Morning and The Miracle Equation. Now, 626 days ago and counting, my transformation began. I have transformed how I wake up and how I show up every day. This transformation has led me to discover my life's purpose. And the promises for you is so can you. The mark I want to leave on the world is to help career fathers who feel stuck, to help them to feel unstuck and discover their life purpose and to live life with passion. I'm going to throw in the chat my Instagram, so follow me on Instagram to learn more about finding your purpose. And I have a free guide available to anyone who follows me out there on Instagram as well. So thank you very much.
All right, friends, put your hands together for Dean Taylor. Yes, well done. Well done. All right, we're going to roll right into our next speaker. Our next speaker is the one and only Anna Thomas. Put your hands together, friends. Anna, take it away.
Did you know that 73% of Americans have a second secret job? A secret job known as caregiving. I still remember that day when I was at work and I got multiple calls from my dad and from my brother. And I got an urgent text that said, "Call me now." My mom was sick. She was in the hospital. We didn't know what was going on. And over the next few weeks and months, just trying to juggle everything, working full time, caring for my daughter who was a toddler whose daycare was closed because of COVID. And now navigating this whole mess of my mom's care situation, the doctor's visits, the hospitalizations, the equipment, all of it, all at the same time. It was one of the most overwhelming periods of time in my life. But my story, it isn't very unique. It's the reality for so many working women every single day. Every day they're going home to a double or a triple shift, caring for aging parents or an ailing spouse or a child with disabilities, and they're overwhelmed and they're burning out. Does this apply to any of you here in this room? Put a 1 in the chat. Yeah. I'm a physician. I'm a caregiver coach. I'm the founder of Life Care Leadership. And I help working women who are caregivers of loved ones living with dementia, and I help them transform that overwhelm of being a giver of care into the confidence of being a leader of care. And I do that with my 3-step framework. Now, today, in the time that we have, I'm going to teach you the very first step. And this is the most important out of all of them. Step 1 is to lead yourself well, because you can't lead anyone. You can't lead the care team. You can't build a team until you're leading yourself well. Former First Lady Rosalind Carter said it best. There are only 4 types of people in the world: those who have been caregivers, those who are currently caregivers, those who will be caregivers, and those who will need a caregiver. This is going to impact all of us one day. So if this is you, if you're a working woman caring for a loved one living with dementia, I'm going to drop my book in the chat. Let's connect.
Beautiful, Anna. Friends, put your hands together. Well done. All right, up next is the one, the only, the beautiful Jenny Cohen. Please help me welcome her to the stage with a round of applause.
All right, believe it or not, I'm actually not home right now. I am at Podfest in Florida. You're seeing and witnessing someone who is petrified of being seen. I used to serve for safety because I thought that that was my only purpose in this world. And what made the difference was to start to use my voice and ask, how many of you don't have the ability to even ask for simple things in your lives? Type a 1 in the chat so I can see. Now, you might be like, well, no, I can ask. How many of you feel like you can truthfully ask for what you need? Yes, thank you. Part of my healing after breast cancer was coming back into my body, because during the treatment, it was this overwhelming 18 months of treatment where I used dance, which is my platform, to feel connected in some way and to escape the horror of treatment. And then when the treatment was done, I never came back to my body. And then I almost lost one of my fraternal twins from IVF, my precious miracles from God. And by the grace of the universe and God, they came to me and asked for help. And it wasn't until I had to get really, really present in my body that I could keep them safe. When we're not in our bodies and completely present, your days will go by and you will lose track of time and you'll lose track of your loved ones. My gift to you today to help you start to get present is go to danceandheal.com and you'll get to do stretching and dancing with me. And I hope that the goal is for all of us to be super present so that we can be knowing what we need and then what the people around us needs. Thank you. My name is Jenny C. Cohen.
Put your hands together for Jenny, friends. Well done. Well done. Okay, up next is the one and only performing artist. Please help me welcome to the stage, James Burt.
It's so good to be with everybody. This message is so important that Dean has already touched on this. So once again, type a 1 in the chat if you remember your childhood, if you remember the endless imagination you had as a child. Now compare it to the imagination you have today. When we were kids, we knew more about our abilities and talents than we do today. My name is James Burt, and I'm going to show you proof that those childhood dreams are still within reach. Today, I am an artist, performer, and influencer. And this is what I wanted to be when I grew up. Sadly, I didn't start on this journey until I was 40 because life's challenges has a way of fading out those dreams. Like everyone here, I had my challenges. ADHD, dyslexia, poverty, English as my second language, and more. But I realized something powerful. Our challenges don't define us. They prepare us. So at the age of 40, I decided to finally make that change. I was going to listen to that inner child and I was going to go. I was nervous, but I was committed. But because I was nervous, my inner child told me, go ahead and take a seat. And everything changed, and it was awesome. Today, I have the opportunity, and what I do is I talk to hundreds and even thousands of people in corporate events, places like Adobe, and
All right, put your hands together for James Burt, my friends. Beautiful, beautiful. That 2 minutes, that can be a beast sometimes, isn't it? But thank you so much for doing that. Awesome. Okay, up next after James is the one, the only Julie K. Lisenby. Help me welcome her to the stage with a round of applause.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We sure can.
Okay.
We can't see
Can't see you, but we can hear you.
Yeah, turn your
Why
camera
can't you
back
see
on.
me? You know, I need you guys to send this to my computer. It just goes to my phone. And if I could be on my computer, just go to the next person.
Okay. Well,
We got you back now. We can see
your
you.
camera's back.
Oh, okay. I don't know how. It's a miracle.
Okay.
It's a miracle. Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, your 2 minutes begins now.
How many of you wake up in the morning excited, ready for life, ready to face the adventure that's coming your way? When I was 12 years old, I had an amazing grandma. She was my hero. My name is Julie Kay, and I'm a speaker, a coach, and a suicide survivor. I heard this one sentence when I was 12, and it changed my whole life. Your grandmother has leaped to her death. From that moment, I went down a spiral. I became an addict, doing all kinds of drugs, running the streets, giving up, attempting suicide multiple times throughout my life. When you lose someone to suicide, it makes you lose yourself. And I've had the opportunity by going through the things I've gone through and having God say to me, you need to change. You have a challenge. You have a job. I didn't choose my purpose. I didn't choose my why. He chose it for me. He gave it to me. My goal is to help those who are suffering with suicidal ideation. One sign, if somebody's given away their stuff, that's a sign. I want to challenge each one of you tonight to call someone and just say, hey, you're on my mind. I'm thinking about you. You don't know what they could be going through. You could be that lifeline that they need. you can go to juliek.com/free book to get a guide to give you further information on suicide. Be the light in somebody's darkness. Take time out of your life and give to others. People need you, and it's all about us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Julie. Friends, put your hands together. And help me welcome to the stage with us, continuous thunder of a round of applause, Willie Blake.
Woo, woo. Am I muted? Mute me.
What if I told you that the gap between where you are and where you want to be is a burning desire? I'm William Blake, coach, speaker, and advocate for dyslexia. And I remember sitting in a room a couple years back full of entrepreneurs feeling out of place. If you've ever felt out of place, drop a 1 in the chat because I want to see if you relate to this. Because growing up with dyslexia, I haven't just felt out of place there. I felt out of place everywhere, with people talking behind my back. Reading and writing, goodness gracious, ain't no way. And then when my friends were going off to high school into their honor classes, I felt left behind. And as I was sitting in that room, I felt so uncomfortable until the speaker raised a question and said, who wants to level up their life? And automatically my hand raised up because inside I knew I had a burning desire. And with you, I want you to think about the amazing things that have happened into your life. And that with that burning desire that I have felt, I've realized that the very first step is to create your why. And not the elevator pitch that everyone gives. I'm talking about the condensed version that's a single word that I call your one word why. And this is, for me, light. An acronym I've created for it to explain it to people. L is for love, I is for inspire, G is for gratitude, and H for hope. And T, it's for time, because that's truly all we have. And just like it's grown my desire, I want the same thing for you. So the challenge I'm offering you is to take that why that you have and condense it down into a single word, because everyone can become a champion, but truly the ones who become champions ignite that spark in them. So be that champion in your life, ignite that spark, and inflame that passion and burning desire that you have to become the individual who you need to be.
All right, Willie, congrats. Well done. Our timer didn't go off, but it felt just about right to me. So well done. Okay, up next, please help me welcome to the stage with your round of applause is Jamar. Welcome to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, my name is Jamar Griffin. I am a public speaker. And my question to you is, how many families that you know that are affected by incarcerations, how they have ripped apart the family? How many times have we seen so many people that have been involved with families, that men who come home who do not know how to reintegrate back into their families? Not only men, but women as well. Family reintegration is something that I have always thought about, being from a broken home myself. My mother was an alcoholic. My father was a drug addict. However, I've overcame many challenges myself to learn to be resilient. I learned to bounce back from a depleted family. And I just want to let you guys know that it is possible to do whatever you can do as long as you put your mind to it. Anything can be done and anything can be achieved through not giving up, hope and encouragement, holding on to what you can and believing in that. I am a walking example of that, and I will always be a winner, because why? I thought that I would die one day, but I'm here to tell my story. Thank you, and I appreciate you.
Oh, beautiful sign off. Welcome. Well done. Well done. All right. We got Renee Moore up next. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me bring her to the stage with a beautiful round of applause. Renee Moore, my friends.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? My name is Renee Moore, and I'm here to help you reclaim your life naturally. For those of you who don't know, I'm a certified iridologist, and I've been a mentor coach with Talk About Curing Autism for over 20 years. So I've helped families regain their child and help them to regain their life. All of this can be done through proven scientific methods and natural interventions. One thing that many of us don't know about is we deal every day, day to day, with lots of chemicals and toxins that are in our water, our air, our food, and that can cause anywhere from hyperactivity, insomnia, and difficulty breathing to gallstones, intestinal problems, IBS, and much, much more. Just because something is healthy doesn't mean it's meant for all of us. All of us have different foods that our body works with. So for some people, that can be legumes and grains. For others, that can be your vegetables, your fruits, and some meats, plus different ways to eat them. Everything can be done reversed through autism. I learned this when my son was diagnosed at the age of 15 and couldn't hardly speak. Now he's in his 30s. He works as an industrial electrician and he's an Eagle Scout. He drives and he has his own life. This was all done through science and nutrients and getting him the correct nutrients while detoxifying his body from the poisons that he had. So I help people overcome these health challenges through these chronic means that are a lot of times buried that we're not knowing about. Hope to talk to you later about more of this. You can look up my site services at morenatural.com.
Beautiful, Renee. Well done. Please help me give Renee a huge round of applause. I love seeing your guys' accolades in the comments. Your support for each other is awesome. Up next, please help me welcome to the stage the one and only Dante. Ladies and gentlemen, Dante, your time begins now.
Okay, well, congratulations, each of you, for being here because I know it wasn't easy. Not only do you believe in yourself against all odds, but you made progress. You made progress for you to stand up and be here, putting yourself out there. I know you have that belief in yourself, but I'm here to tell you one thing: it's going to take more. You need to dig deeper. You need to look at your all in and you need to raise the ambition on that. You need to realize your all in is way more than what you're giving. You can dial in the health better. You can increase the energy more because it is not easy out there. And people are sick of the average. People are sick of the look how our attention spans, look at all the social media. We got to be extraordinary. We don't just want to make it to the NBA. We want to be Kobe. We want to be Jordan. At least I do. I'm a little frustrated because I've been in personal development over 10 years. It's been about 15 years and I cannot get it to work for me. I got so many systems, so many structures, so many people. Oh, do this. Like, for example, who hasn't heard in a speech, you can do anything you set your mind to. I was ambitious. I said, okay, how do I set my mind to something? Show me. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to work. So I have grown a deep empathy. I don't just want to fire you up. I don't just want to open your mind and get your ambition aligned with what you can actually possibly do when you get it together and go all in properly. But I'm going to walk your hand. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you what it really means to work on yourself, how obsessed you have to be to guard and watch every single thought that goes in your mind all day, every day, and just get better and better at better and recognize all the progress and look at that stuff nonstop. Look at your future, connect to that, let that draw you out of your surroundings and let that push you every single day into action and and we're all addicted to dopamine, but we got to choose what we become addicted to it for. Become addicted to dopamine by doing hard things.
All right, give it up for Dante. Friends, thank you so much. Well done. All
Thank
right,
you.
don't forget to drop your accolades and congratulations in the chat so we can all see them and celebrate together. Up next is Anne from I'm the Miracle. Anne, please help me come bring her to the stage with a round of applause.
Can you hear me?
We can now.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good, because I don't know technology. Okay. All right. So when do I start?
Your timer began 8 seconds ago.
Oh, okay. All right. Whether it's a sudden illness or injury, a fire, or theft, the loss of your freedom through oppression, anxiety, and loneliness during COVID, or the death of a loved one. At this moment, I'd like you to reflect upon how your greatest loss affected you. My mother taught me simple principles of values of life prior to becoming, an award of the court as a foster child. I attended college, served a mission, and have entrenched most of my life learning from other people's families as caregiver. 8 years ago, I fell on ice in 16-degree weather. I spent the next 6 years constantly displaced, trying to recover from the illnesses and injuries. During this time, I witnessed and experienced intense abuse trauma. Today, 50% of those who are homeless are women. 4 out of 5 of those women are fleeing domestic violence and sexual assault. I am one of them. About a year ago, I started a company called I'm the Miracle. My message is to love, serve, and support. My purpose is to raise money to prevent street trauma upon abuse trauma so that women can find shelter so that they don't suffer secondary trauma. In the first week, a woman can be healed and grow and get back to her life. But after that, the insanity kicks in. As soon as I gained momentum 11 months ago and starting my business, I was in a car accident that affected my body and my brain. Although I'm not ready.
Thank you so much, Anne, for your vulnerability and sharing your story. Please help me give Anne a huge acknowledgement. Beautiful. Okay, up next is the extraordinary Thomas Moon. Please help me welcome him to the stage.
Hello, I have my fellow life overcomer doing tonight. I just said I'm the extraordinary Thomas Moon. About me, as I was born with cerebral palsy. I grew up in foster care, and I was adopted at age 11. Most of my life, people told me I was stupid, would go nowhere in life, just be a nobody. But you know what? I did not listen. So I keep myself in the butt. And I said, I'm gonna make something out of myself. So that's what I did. When I did that, I made something big of myself. Graduated college, moved out on my own, and just keep climbing success mountain, showing people that no matter what situation you're in, that you can make life amazing. Because that's what it is. It should be, is amazing. So the 2 things I want you to do. First, I want you to go to my website, www.disabilityspeaker.org, and click on the book link and get my book called The Squeaky Wheelchair, because it will change your life. Second, I would like you to vote for the extraordinary Thomas Moon as the winner of tonight's Kickoff. Before I end, I want you to remember that a little bit of motivation and action each day will make your life shine brighter than the sun ray. Thank you.
Put your hands together for the extraordinary Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. All right, up next is Coach Michael. Put your hands together and help me welcome him to the stage.
Sorry, my freaking iPad is still over. I won't stand it. How you doing today? I have a question for everybody. Tomorrow, you were told the following day is your last day. Do you feel that you've lived your life and you've done everything that you think you could have done? Like you've been the best that you've ever been? Or are you giving it everything you can? I hear so much that people say, live your life like tomorrow is your last day. No way is anybody doing that. Because if it is their last day and you're going to work, something's wrong. Nobody's living your life like it's your last day. That saying is so played out. About 80% of people say that too, but they don't live it. I'm Michael Economides. I'm a high performance mindset coach. I'm gonna give you a little story why I'm doing this. 2018, went in for a regular knee surgery, developed a blood clot in my lung. Me, hard-headed, I also have a adrenaline disorder. So medicine doesn't really work on me. So when they knock me off of surgery, it takes like 10 times more than it normally would. So I go into surgery, I wake up, I'm ready to go. I'm about to walk out, but then I'm not. Back in the bed, wake up after having surgery of having a blood clot taken out of my lungs. Fast forward, 47 blood clots later in my lungs and being pronounced dead 13 times, I'm still hard-headed. I'm still pushing. I'm still telling myself, this is not going to take me. Doctors told me all this stuff, and every time he told me something, my friends and family would ask me, what did the doctor say? I have no damn idea. I don't listen. I don't know. It goes in one ear, it's like a womp, 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 Charlie Brown. I don't hear it. And so the doctor says, you're going to have to change life and slow down. I said, what? That ain't happening. I'm not going to slow. I'm going to push even harder. At that point, I pretty much figured out the best thing I've ever figured out is your mindset is everything. And most people don't realize that. They go through life thinking they're doing the best they can, everything they can, but they're not. They're living a life that they don't want to live, but all it takes is one little switch to change what you think, because what you think, what you believe in, that's what your life's going to be.
Coach Michael, what an honor. Friends, help me give them a huge acknowledgement. Put your hands together. Oh my goodness. There's so many people that I want you to connect with while you're here. After listening to your stories and knowing these people, guys, these are my friends. A lot of these people on this call are my friends. Connect with each other, please. I want you to reach out and connect with each other. So many beautiful things. All right, Coach Michael, thank you so much.
Quick reminder, just wanted to jump in. Sorry. If you do not have your hand raised and you want to speak, be sure to raise your hand.
Absolutely. We will not get through everybody. We will not get through everybody with the time that we have. Again, the VIPs have been guaranteed that spot. But if you're wanting to speak, now's the time. All right, Trisha, was Trisha up next? I thought I saw Coach Miriam up next. Did I do that wrong? Coach Miriam, I didn't see your hand still raised. Yeah. Are we good there? You good to go, sis? Okay, she's good to go. Coach Miriam, my friends, help me welcome her to the stage.
Well, hello, everybody. Okay, I told y'all, I just clicked on this link, didn't know what I was getting into, and here I am. I have no speech prepared, mind you, but I will tell you, 16 years ago, I shouldn't have been here today. Let me tell you why. Someone decided to come into my home, choke me out, and my last thought was, okay, God, I guess this is what it means to die. Now, I didn't see the pearly lights, I didn't go to heaven, and I didn't end up in hell, thank you, Lord. However, I woke up, and then I had to negotiate. And that's what I want to talk to you about. I had to negotiate my life. There's a power in pivot. I had to pivot my thinking because screaming did not help. So I decided to pivot. But after I pivoted and got out of that situation, my zombie apocalypse happened. I lost a lucrative job. I lost my car, my Mazda that had the booming sound system, and it was probably good because I would have got a lot of speed tickets. And I lost my home. And so here I am, income gone, house gone, self-esteem gone. What the world? I'm in my own personal zombie apocalypse. Have y'all ever felt like that? Just like, the trajectory of your life has just changed? Put a one in the chat. I'm doing like y'all said, put a one in the chat. So put a one in the chat, please. Well, what has happened is that I got out of that funk somehow. God intervened, fit of laughter, cup of soup, power of a prayer. Y'all can check it out on my website, The Thankful Revolution, legacygroup.com. And now I have my song again. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help y'all find your song in your life, to help define your heartbeat, the melody of your message. So I'm going to use all my background, nothing is wasted, to help you find your brand message. So I'm going to give you in the chat in a second my free book. Thank you for your time.
That's time. Thank you, Coach Miriam. Give her a round of applause. Someone who doesn't know why they're going to show up. They just felt called to, and now they're here and bless the lives of others. I freaking love it. Okay, Rich, am I right in saying that Trish is next?
That is correct.
All right, help me welcome Trish to the stage, my friends. Trish, the time is yours.
Thank you. Okay. Has anyone ever had a friend or family member that only comes to you when they have a problem or they need something? Well, did you ever think that God feels the same way you do when you have that happen to him? Do you ever thank him when things go right in your life, or do you only blame him when things go awful in your life? You can have a relationship with God, like I have a relationship with God, and that's like a friend or like a father figure. To me, I speak to God like I would a friend, and he listens. Because I know what it would be like if someone only came to me with their problems. So, and God is funny. God is so funny. Everything he does has a message or a meaning behind it. He doesn't just do anything just because. So let me tell you something funny that happened to me real quick. I thought I had everything figured out. I thought I had my purpose figured out. And he said, "You think you're smarter than me?" No, I'm smarter than you. So I was doing my purpose and he decided to show me that I was wrong. And he said, plot twist. He always throws a plot twist in there. So you can have the same relationship as me. All you have to do is talk. He's always listening. He's always listening to us, and he wants to hear from you. He doesn't want to hear from you just whenever you need something, or he doesn't want to hear from you just whenever you have a problem. He wants to hear about your whole life all day long. He thinks I'm funny, even if my kids don't. I asked him if he has a God complex all the time.
All right, friends, help me give Trisha a huge acknowledgement. Well done. Well done. I believe Adam Perry is up next, my friends. Prepare to have your lives blessed, and please help me welcome him to the stage.
Thank you. And actually, Happy New Year, everyone. I want you to remember that day. Just 15 days ago was New Year's. You were excited, you were optimistic, you were hopeful, you had energy. And from those emotions, you set yourself a New Year's resolution. Now, do you realize that just Friday was the marker of 80% giving up on their New Year's resolution? Why is that? And what comes from that? I'm talking about New Year resolutions like exercise, losing weight, eating healthier, saving money or being financially stable, learning a simple new skill or a hobby. What about changing a habit of stopping smoking, giving up after 10 days into the year? What about just reading more, reading your scriptures? All these are the goals people are setting, improving your mental health and your reducing stress in life. These are the goals people are setting for themselves and then giving up after 10 days. When you give up on them, that brings on feelings of frustration, guilt, regret, disappointment and shame, defeat. How are you going to go on the rest of the year with that type of a level of energy and emotions? It's hard. It's difficult. We get that. So we want to do better. We want to up our game. If you set yourself a resolution, give me a number one in the chat or raise your hand. Let me see it. I want you guys to recognize that we all do it. And it's hard to hold on to, but I'll be your coach to make it through it. Let me keep you motivated. Let me keep you accountable. I've done this. I've set goals and failed at them and stopped. It's because I didn't have someone accountable. I can be accountable for you. I can keep you motivated. We can meet together. I throw together a Calendly meeting, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you, Adam. Put your hands together. And Happy New Year. Beautiful. Okay, friends, let's go ahead and help me welcome Susan Hart to the stage with a huge round of applause. She will be our last one for this evening. So if you didn't get a chance to speak, next time we have our next Own the Stage will be in March, I believe, babe, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Yes.
Get your VIP tickets for that one if you wanted to speak, but you couldn't. So take it away, Susan.
Hey, if you are a mom or if you have a mom, put a one in the chat. And if neither of those applies to you, message me because I would love to know how that's possible. We all know being a mom is not easy. It's an enjoyable, rewarding, long-term experience, but it can get really hard. And a lot of times moms end up losing their identity in motherhood. They pour everything they have into being a mom, into their kids, into running their family and their home and their life, that they lose themselves. It's likely that you know someone like this if it's not you. For me, I woke up one day after 20 years of parenting and I looked in the mirror and I realized I don't know who I am. I have spent so much time taking care of kids. I don't remember what my favorite color is. I don't remember what my favorite food is. I have no idea who I am anymore. And I finally realized I had been living life through my kids. Everything I had done for those 20 years, any accomplishment I felt that I had was because of something my kids had done. And conversely, any thing that I saw that they hadn't done well or failed at was my failure. Well, finally, this realization came, and I decided it's time for me to take back me. It's time for me to recognize who I am. So I started exploring with the things I used to like doing, and I learned what it was that was really inside of me. It's been so transformational for my kids to see the real me. It's been transformational for me to let go of those expectations on them. If you want to find out more about finding yourself, check out the Balanced Mom Facebook group. I'd love to see you there.
All right, put your hands together for Susan Hart, my friends. And then for all the speakers, give them and yourselves a huge round of applause. Well done on showing up. Well done on presenting. And thank you, audience, for being here and lending your support. I hope you got huge value out of all of the presentations tonight. Guys, the time is coming soon to vote on your people. So I hope you remember all of the beautiful names and all the amazing stories that you were able to hear tonight. So here's what I want you to do. You're going to go in your browser or on your phone to mariannehickman.com/vote. We've just spammed the chat with it, so you can easily find it there. Go to mariannehickman.com/vote. That will be how our finalists for this episode, this round, if you will be determined. And keep in mind that if you don't see your name in the finalist selection, we do have a Judge's Choice Award. So fear not, stick around. It might show up there. So go to mariannehickman.com/vote right now and select the people that you would like to see advance to the next round of the Speak Off. Okay, like I said, if you don't see your name on the finalist lists, please stick around. We do have a Judge's Choice that we will be adding a name to the pot with. Okay, we got some stuff to do. Here's what it's going to look like when the finalist round comes through. We'll be announcing the finalists here on this slide through our system here. Richard's going to be working like a madman, typing and updating the slides on the fly as we go. Yes, I think you can only vote for one. Do I have that right, babe?
Yep,
So
everyone
hard.
only gets one vote.
Y'all
Vote
only
for
get
your favorite
two.
speaker.
Oh, man, that's going to be tricky. Okay, check this out. This is what the Judge's Choice Award. Again, remember, if you don't see your name, fear not. And guys, I got to share something with you. I participated in one of these speak-offs about a year ago. I thought I was pretty decent at it. I teach this stuff after all. And I wasn't even selected. I didn't make it to the bonus round. I didn't make finals. I was not up on stage. And I did this instead. So if you don't see your name in the finalist list, if you don't see your name for Judge's Choice, this means nothing about your business. It doesn't mean you're a bad speaker. It doesn't mean your business isn't worthy. It just means you get to keep going. I started doing this Speak Off because I thought there was a need for it. There's more room in the world. even as a loser of the one I participated in. And look, here we are. Many of the things I've created in this world was because I couldn't find one, or because I lost the last one. I wanted to do it bigger and better and my way. So let's go. Okay. Keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind. Do not allow yourself. We've just heard so much motivation. Do not allow yourself to have your balloon popped or feel in any way deflated if you don't see your name on that list. Can I get a commitment from everybody? Just raise your hand. Give yourself, you can show me hand. Okay, good. Now take that same hand. Do what Anna's doing. Give yourself a pat on the back and say out loud, I did awesome. There it is. Okay, I can read your lips. Thank you so much. It was a tough competition. Remember, collaboration. If you find anyone here that you want to work with, reach out and connect with them. This is what this is for. Okay, I want to just show you this really quickly. Those of you that are in the Mastery Hive, you know that this is what we do. This is the entire 11-step process. In the Mastery Hive, we put a magnifying glass on each and every one of these steps. But for those of you wanting to take this and run with it, screenshot it. This is available to you. This is the entire system. Each system has its own parts and pieces, but it's all laid out for you here. This is the 10,000-foot roadmap. And today we did step 2, your signature keynote. And I was so impressed. Rich, did you notice how many people had a call to action at the end? Like,
so good.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all are learning. It's so good.
So awesome. Thank you, James, for throwing yours in the chat as well. I freaking love the connections here. Okay, so how do I master all 11 steps? There's 3 things you can really take a look at here. One is to do nothing, to let tonight be the pinnacle of your speaking career. That is an option, right? I don't want you to choose that option, but it is an option. I want you to reject this one. Then the other option of going through these steps is to do it alone, figure it out on your own. And that is an option as well. That option has a price. Then do it with help. That is the fastest option. It also has a price. Every single one of these has a price. The price for number 1 is hefty. You pay your life. If you don't do anything, your dreams die here. This is it. Congratulations. You've seen the top. Gross. Don't do that to yourself. Then do it alone. You can do this on your own. Many things in life you must figure out on your own. However, you will pay a price of mistakes. In my experience, you will pay the price to get to your goals, either through mentorship or mistakes. And sometimes the mistakes are much more expensive. Ask my college tuition bill. Then do it with help. This is something we can do together. Maybe I'm the right coach for you. Maybe there's another right coach for you. I don't care who it is. It does involve an upfront cost. It does involve that level of tuition, but you get to go faster, higher, and more immediate returns. Renee, freaking love it. Dream Makers Lab. That's what we're here for. Okay, let me show you how to do this. So actually, you know, I'm going to tell you about these people that are doing it with me. Kelly is one of my graduates. She graduated from my program about 8 years ago, and she now takes public speaking to the seas. She teaches public speaking on cruises all over the world. It's freaking awesome. How many of you could see yourself taking this, maybe overseas, maybe traveling, taking your mentorship on the road? Raise your hand if that's something that you'd like to see yourself do. Might be epic, right? Go on vacation with that. Let me tell you about Adrian. Adrian was one of our graduates. He was someone I worked with one-on-one. He actually skipped the Mastery Hive, went straight to one-on-one. And he spoke on the WealthCon stage with Ryan Pineda in front of that audience. That high level audience was able to share his story in front of 1,200 registered attendees. What an incredible opportunity. He works in real estate, guys, and he was able to share an incredible story. I want you all to hear it. It's incredible. Layla just spoke on stage at Turning Point USA. Over 10,000 people in the audience after working together. She's using that stage to grow her health and wellness centers down in Miami, Florida. You might recognize her. She was really heavily in the news in 2020 when she fought back against the oppression that was this mandatory garbage that we were all forced through, taking our freedoms away. Ooh, ask me how I feel about that. And she collected leads toward her business. It was incredible. I don't know if you can hear this video. Can you hear this video? Nope. Okay. This is Paris. Some of you might know him from the Mastery Hive. He's an incredible guy. I actually started working with his son, who was our videographer. And then his son came home and he's like, hey, Dad, have you ever heard of Marianne? And then he's like, wow, I found her in a Facebook group. And yeah, let's work together. Let's do this. So Paris is running a podcast. He's running a YouTube channel. He's helping career dads that to stop feeling behind financially from a faith-based approach. Absolutely incredible individual. And he gets to meet with us all the time. like more than once a week, actually, because he's doing some private coaching with Richard as well. Incredible individual. Then I want to introduce you to someone else. I'm not going to name drop him quite yet, but I want to share with you what he's done. Named Forbes top 20 entrepreneurs to watch out for in 2024. Yeah, wow is right. Top 50 authors, all-star authors, featured on NBC, CBS, and Fox with over 100 press releases, was a recipient of the 2024 Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. This human being is none other than the winner of the last Speak Off, who took this award and ran with it and created so many amazing things. JP, John Porter, was the winner of our last Speak Off, and he is off to the races. I got to tell you guys, he was so afraid to jump on airplanes. He hadn't flown in 25 years, and his first airplane to break that came to this Speak Off. He won. It was there. Willie was there. He was on that stage. Alton and Tasha and Christy were there. Kelly was there. This was, I think, Willie emceed this entire event. It was such a beautiful place to be able to share that stage with him. He now runs Empower You Coaching Group. This was the winner of our last Speak Off. Whatever you decide to do, I want you to keep going. Whatever, I'm going to say that again. Whatever you decide to do, I want you to keep going with your business, because I did not hear a single person tonight whose cause I couldn't get behind. I did not hear a single person tonight who I couldn't stand with and say, I believe in this mission. I'm here to make good people crazy wealthy through the power of your voice and the power of the stage. So no matter what it is, I want you to keep going. So for some of you, the next step looks like this. For some of you, it's the right thing to be a part of our community that's helping you master the stage. Richard's going to drop the link in the chat right now. That's the first thing you need to click on. When you click on that link, it's going to take you to the page to enroll in the Mastery Hive. Now, the first thing you need to do, if this is the right step for you, is get into the Mastery Hive and then block off time to execute this. Block off time to execute on your mission. Even if you don't join the Mastery Hive, you need to be blocking off time every day to further your speaking career. That means requesting stages, requesting podcasts, getting your speaker one sheet ready, getting your forms submitted to event planners. And then you got to join the community. And then you got to show up. Don't join if you don't plan on using it. Please. That just breaks my heart. This is everything that's included when you get into the Mastery Hive. We're going to share the winners in just a second, but I want to tell you how to move forward with the right people. If you join the Mastery Hive, you're going to get all the prior recordings from all of the stuff we've been doing. We're now up to 4 phone calls a week, 4 Zoom meetings. We do a mindset call on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we have our 11-step speaker journey call where we go through these 11 steps. On Thursday, Richard takes over and he does the back-end systems for this. So your CRM can actually be set up to collect leads so you can actually make money from this thing. Give me a thumbs up if you think that's pretty dang cool. Yes. Okay. And then by popular request, Fridays are speaker hot seat days. It's very much like this, actually. You get the hot seat for 2 minutes, for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, and then you get critiqued so that we can improve on your message. And raise your hand if you're already in the Mastery Hive. Guys, yeah, these are our people so far. These are our incredible individuals, and I have watched as their stage performances have grown over time. I've watched them make money from it. I've watched clients get enrolled. I've watched you win stages. Willie's won something like 160 stages last year. It was incredible. I've watched Adam speak. Guys, this is a great honor for me. So anyway, I'm getting lost. Speaker Media Kit, you get that. So you can pitch yourself to event planners. I'm going to give you your ebook template if you haven't written one yet, so you can. Of course, 24/7 community access. We give you an affiliate program. So if you bring someone to us, we pay you for that. Weekly training calls. We have a booking team now, you guys. Our booking team is live, so we can get you booked on podcasts included in the Mastery Hive membership. You just have to certify. We just got to make sure you got the right setup and everything. $1,000 off annual access, your Go High Level account, and a spouse included. I'm going to give you just screenshots of what these all look like. I'm going to breeze right through these. If you go to mariannehickman.com/buy-now, this is what the screen should look like. Okay? This is what the screen should look like. Yes, your spouse is included, Renee. We're going to get Ringo in here one day. Okay, this is what it should look like, so you know you're on the right page. Again, all the previous recordings, you can go back and watch them. You've got elite tickets to the October event. When you join the Mastery Hive, you get elite tickets to the October event for the season 2 finale that will be coming up. I don't have a date yet, but I will, and I will give it to you when it comes. When that happens, you're also going to get headshots at the event. So when you come to that event, as part of your elite ticket, we're going to take your pictures and update them for you so we can strengthen your speaker sheet. Okay, then you get your speaker one sheet template as well, so you can pitch yourself to event planners. Of course, I've got you a copy of this book already. You're going to join our community so you can connect offline. Then we're going to pay you to be a part of this. Again, I want to make good people crazy wealthy. So the people that you bring in, we're going to pay you as a thank you to do that. And this is what we go over in the Mastery Hive. Again, all of these 11 steps. It's perfect and no-brainer for the right people. If this is not for you, that's okay. But do something and ask yourself this question. If not this, then what? If not this, then what? How are you going to advance your own career as a speaker? Okay, just a reminder, this is what it is. If you need to take a screenshot of this, you're totally welcome to. And Richard has spammed the chat. Willie says they are the most simple, powerful 11 steps. Imagine just being 11 steps away from a 6-figure a year in your business. Okay. Q&A is in. So if you have questions, if you've typed, Richard, do we have any questions that we've aggregated from the chat that we haven't already addressed? I think we've addressed everyone that's come through so far. If you have questions, type them in now. This is the time for Q&A while we put together our judge's choice and our winners. Rich, do we have any that have come through the chat already?
Yeah, so make sure that you guys are adding all of your questions, and I'll make sure that they get put in the queue. But the first question that I've got here is, what stages pays the most?
Oh, this is a great question. Let me turn my camera on. What stages pay the most? Before I answer that, I got to tell you the 3 ways to get paid as a speaker. All right? Way number 1 is through the speaker fee. This is what most people think of when they think, oh, I'm a paid speaker. But remember what I said before. If you're just getting paid through your speaker fee, you're leaving 60% of your revenue on the table. The best way to get paid as a speaker is to enroll people into your programs after you get off the stage, right? So number 1 way to get paid as a speaker is to speak for free and then get paid on the back end because you're enrolling customers. In our VIP session, we talked about how a speech can be worth $80,000, but your speaker fee might only be $5,000. If you're enrolling the right people, it's a great way to get paid from stage. So free stages, number 1. Number 2, accept a speaker fee, which means y'all got to have a speaker fee. In fact, type your speaker fee in the chat. If you're in the Mastery Hive, we've been working on this. Type your speaker. Oh, I just threw a party. Richard, it did the gestures again, although that's such a cute face. Okay, so your speaker fee, throw your speaker fee in the chat because sometimes you might get asked to speak on stage and they ask, what is your speaker fee? You got to have an answer and you got to deliver it with confidence. Okay, 10,000 speaker fee, 2,500, beautiful. Okay, so these speaker fees, thank you so much. These are the speaker fees. Now you need to be able to quote this with confidence, right? And then be able to say, hey, actually, you know what? I'm willing to waive my speaker fee if I can do a giveaway from stage. And the only reason you would do that is if you know your closing ratios enough to say, what's the better compensation for me here? Okay, so you must have your speaker fee locked, loaded, ready to go. The last way to get paid to speak is through what's called a sponsored stage. This is where you pay to be on stage. And again, you would only do this if the return on investment is valuable for you. You might be able to do a pitch from stage and you're like, yeah, it's worth me. If I've got the right audience in the room, I'm willing to pay $500, $5,000, $25,000 to be on this stage because it's enough of the right people to where it makes it worth it for me. Or if you get some other win because of it. For example, Jordan Peterson. I have regrets, guys. I really do. I had the chance to be on Jordan Peterson's stage and the fee was $25,000. I didn't pay it. I wish I would have. How cool would it have been to sit in the green room with Jordan Peterson? One day he's going to come on my podcast and I'm going to tell him that I missed out and he's going to rail me for it. I know it in the most loving way possible. But sometimes these stages, they have a sponsored fee. Maybe they need you to buy dinner for the audience. And then that gives you a chance to pitch. If it's the right people, take it all day long. So the best way to get paid to speak on stage, have a product that people can enroll with you after. The highest paying stages, if you're going to get paid a speaker fee, I will tell you that the people that have funding to pay your speaker fee most often are colleges and universities. Sometimes associations as well, because they get grants and it's not even their money that they're spending. So if it's easy for them to write a check, get on that stage. Colleges and universities are a great way to start. So hope that answers that question. Good job on your speaker fees, you guys. Okay, keep the questions coming in the chat. Jeff, or I was looking at Jeff. Rich, do we have more?
Yeah, here's another one. What is the best email software to use?
Ooh, the best email software. Now, I will say that I'm biased But I will also say that I have XP in this arena. Okay. I used to use MailChimp. Not doing that anymore. I used to use Infusionsoft/Keep. I want you to unsubscribe now. I worked with them for years. It's called Confusionsoft for a reason. They rebranded for a reason. It's a nightmare. I used to use ClickFunnels. In fact, upstairs I have a 2 Comma Club award from them. I don't use them anymore. I use Go High Level. And this is why in the Mastery Hive, we have our own setup for you. Your email system, your website, your text messaging, all of your database, it's included. In the Mastery Hive, we make that part of this for you so that when you get involved in this, you have the entire back end supporting your stage presence. So if some people have joined just for that, I have some very successful speakers that have joined our program. In fact, guys, my own brother got in with us because we have this software to support it. He's a coach and mentor. If I would sell this, for example, to my brother, I feel totally confident that I can give it to you. Okay. So in the Mastery Hive, this is what we use. So if you need a CRM and email software, the Mastery Hive is the place to get it. Great question. Okay. Oh, Jenny, you're the best. You're the best. Okay. What other questions do we have coming in, my love?
Okay, we got one more. Unless anyone has more to drop in the chat, one more is, are we guaranteed speaking leads?
Oh, guaranteed
if we
speaking
join.
leads. Tell me if you mean like
booking leads.
Booking leads. Okay. So speaking leads, but the reason I wanted to clarify is I can't guarantee you leads from your stage appearances because that's your job, right? That's your job to do your CTA. That's your job to collect leads. That's your job to close them. I'm going to teach you how, but it's your job to do it. Guaranteed speaking leads, here's what that looks like as far as getting booked on stages or winning stages. We have multiple different levels of certification in the Mastery Hive. Your reputation is the most important thing about you. The way people feel when they say your name is your biggest selling point. When I look at the chat right now and I see that Jenny, I'm actually super moved by this. The way I look at the chat and I see Jenny, I'm telling everyone here at PodFest how amazing Marianne is. That gets me right in the feels, you guys. And here's the reason. That is an indicator to me that I'm doing something right, that my name is spoken in rooms that I'm not in. This, Jenny, freaking love you, girl. The reason I bring that up is because, oh, I did it again. I'm so good at these gestures. Look at this. This is such a cool screen grab, you guys. We're going to make a bloopers reel. Look at this. Everyone's putting their hearts up. You guys are the coolest. I know, it's so magical. So here's what I mean when why I tell you this. If I'm going to endorse you as a member of the Mastery Hive on stage, I have to certify you. If I'm going to book you on stages, I have to certify you. If I'm going to recommend you to podcasts, I got to be able to say with confidence to that podcast host that you have your lighting set up, that you have a good microphone, and you're going to make their podcast look really, really good and sound really, really good. I had a guest whose show I couldn't air because his setup wasn't good. And it was cool, like glitchy, awful assault on the senses sound-wise because his setup wasn't good enough. And I was like, shoot, I can't put my people in that position. I can't put you on a show if your sound and your mic is not set up and ready. I can't put you on there if you don't know how to talk about what you love for more than 10 minutes, right? I have to have really good certification. So I certify you at different levels. So there's certifications for podcast appearances. And once you certify, which is included in your Mastery Hive, then we sick you on our booking team. And that's also included in the Mastery Hive. If you're not in the Mastery Hive, it's $150 a month. If you're in the Mastery Hive, we include it for you. So then we get you booked on stages. Level 2 certification means now you're ready for a keynote digitally at a digital summit. And then level 3 certification means that you're ready for the live real deal, the big kahunas, in other words, right? So there's different levels of certification. What comes with your Mastery Hive is at least that first level of certification where we're going to get you booked on stages. We use our own system, guys. I just got booked on, we just got our books, our second stage from our podcast booking service that we offer to use Mastery Hive, and we just launched it a couple weeks ago. Those of you in the Mastery Hive, it's not even launched to you yet. We just got to work out the kinks first, but it's included. So long answer to your question, but I hope that covers it. What other questions do we have, sweetie?
I think that's it for Q&A.
Beautiful. Okay, we got to get to our voting. I'm dying to see who the winner is here. Let's take a look. Okay, here's this again. We got that covered during the Q&A. Very good. Okay, last chance to vote. If you haven't gone to mariannehickman.com/vote yet, now is the time. Make sure you get your vote in. Does anyone need more time? But raise a hand to get their votes in. Oh, y'all are on top of it. We are good. Rich, are you seeing the names? Do you already know who it is?
I do. And I think that we're close on figuring out our judge's choice. Someone just needs to look at their text messages.
Oh, someone, meaning me. That was subtle. Thanks. Okay, totally agree. Do it. The judges have spoken.
Perfect.
Which means we know who it is. Oh, I'm so excited. The tension is killing me. Okay, let's do this thing here. Now, I'm going to tell you what the finalists are winning. The finalists are winning a chance to get a speaking spot at our live stage at the event happening in October. We will have a semifinals round before that event. We are only bringing about a handful. I'm not going to put a number on it quite yet because I'm not quite sure. But we're going to have several episodes of the Own the Stage Speak Off, and we might have multiple finalists, and we just don't have the bandwidth on the stage to get everybody. So we're going to do a semifinals round. But if you get as a finalist as tonight, you have a chance to go to the semifinals. And then if you go to the semifinals, you got a chance to speak on stage and become the winner, just like JP. He's taken this and run with it. So here we go. Again, all for you. Free guests just for being here. Richard's going to put a link in the chat. So go to the chat where he just spammed just now to click the giveaway. When you click that giveaway, that enters you in the chance to win the lighting kit for tonight. So you can only enter for a chance to win the lighting kit if you go and grab the other freebies.
Yeah, you'll get all those freebies that are on the screen right now, and then it enters you into the raffle to get the lighting kit.
And you have to be in the U.S. I don't ship overseas for lighting kits. Okay, got that. That's in the chat. We're good to go there. Okay, let me go over here and click again. Oh, I just got rid of it. Finalist number 3 in the finalists. Congratulations, Dean Taylor. Woo! Drum roll, please. Finalist number 2 is the one and only Anna Thomas. Yay! Y'all need to invite Jenny to be your biggest cheerleader at your events. She's the best. Okay, the number 1 spot, the top voted at this event for the Own the Stage Season 2, Episode 1 Speak Off is Willie Blake. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, second time as a finalist. Beautiful. Congratulations, William, Anna, and Dean. I've never called you William. I always call you Willie. Congratulations and well done. All right. Oh, look at the chat blowing up. You guys are the absolute best. Now, judge's choice. Welcome and give a big round of applause. Coach Miriam, you have earned the Judge's Choice Award. Yes, totally serious. I'm totally serious. You clicked on a random ad on Facebook, didn't even know why you were here, and here you are as the Judge's Choice Award winner. Congratulations, girl. Yes. Okay, friends, here it is. Grab a screenshot of this. Here's what I want you to do. I want everyone here to grab a screenshot of the Zoom call or of this or right now, something that happened tonight. And I want you to go and post it on social media. Post this in your Instagram stories because I'm going to commitment from everyone to do this. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. We need more speakers. We need more speakers. We need to hear your voice. So I want you to grab a screenshot of this. As your name is here, tag yourself. Tag me, Marianne Hickman. If you tag me, I will go ahead and repost it on my stories. And I want to broadcast all about you to everyone. I want to broadcast to the speakers. I want all of the event facilitators and planners that are watching me to see you because you are the stars of the stage. So grab a screenshot of the Zoom call tonight or grab a screenshot of that or something from tonight. And I want you to post it on social media. Put it in your stories at Marianne_Hickman. Richard, if you wouldn't mind putting my handle in the chat, that would be great. I want you to tag me. If you tag me in your stories, I'll repost it. I want to see and I want to share you with the world. That's why I created stages. I created stages to share your message with the world. And I get to do that through sharing mine. It's pretty freaking awesome. Oh, Dean says my last name was spelled wrong on the last slide. Oh, no.
That's my bad. I'm sorry.
Thomas.
No, it's okay.
That was maybe a copy paste error
My
right
bad.
there.
Sorry about
Hold
that.
on. Let's get that fixed. Rich, is it too late to just watch it happen?
Hang on.
We got you. We got you. Oh my gosh, Coach Miriam, I am so stoked for you. Unmute yourself. You're having some feels, girl. Tell me about it.
So this has been a rough week. And I'm actually, have a webinar coming up on Saturday, and I don't have many people signed up. It's like the first webinar I had was great. That was in December. This one, I'm like, ugh. And so you get a little frustrated. So I'm going through that, failure thing. It's not a failure, but that rough patch. I'm going through, and I'm I'm committed. I'm still gonna speak. I still have my speakers, and we're gonna do this. And I wasn't gonna come, and I saw your thing. I didn't even have my wig on. I didn't have my top on. I was not gonna be on camera if I came. And I saw your little text, looking at your text, and I was like, whatever. And then yesterday I was doing battle with somebody who was trying to slander some of us in this other coaching club, and it's just been rough. I haven't slept. So for me, thank you all just for graciously hearing my story. And I'm not an unscripted person. And when you called me, I thought you were joking. And I was like, okay, let me make up something here. And it wasn't made up. It's just a little bit of my life. But thanks. That's all. Just thank you. Oh, I did have a question. I'm not married. Can I bring my son if I do get a chance to go?
You darn well better. We better inspire the next generation.
Okay, I'm done. Thank you. So thanks, guys, for your graciousness. I love you guys. Thank you.
Miriam, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you came, and I'm so glad that you battled through whatever war you had to fight to show up today. Friends, don't we all have battles? Don't we all have things that try to tear us down? Guys, this is the resistance of life. It's built to make us stronger. If you go and lift weights at the gym, they're supposed to be heavy. The best way we grow is when our muscles tear under the stress, and then we show up regardless. And Miriam is a walking example of that. Please help me give her a huge acknowledgement. Yes, yes, yes. This is why I love what I do. Richard, thank you for letting me build this business. This is the coolest thing ever. Ain't that right? I will say thank you for supporting it, though. Okay, let's get some stuff given away, shall we? Let's do this thing. We got Coach Miriam. Do you want that? Do you need that? Just grab that. Grab that screenshot. Give me a thumbs up when you got that, because you got it, girl. Yeah, I got you. I'll keep it on here for you. Yes, yes, yes. And Richard, maybe we can send these screenshots. Do you think we can text these screenshots to the?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll text it to you as well, sis.
You're a finalist. I'll send it.
Okay, Richard's going to send these to you so you can post it. Okay, my greatest struggle to my message is technology. If you desire to help, please connect. Okay, you're in good hands. I got to tell you. Okay, here's our winners once again. And again, if you're the Mastery Hive is calling to you, if that's the place where you're supposed to be, this is how you get there. We took $1,000 off for you to thank you for being part of the Speak Off tonight. That's off your annual access. And remember that CRM is included in that for you so that we can get you paid to run your business. My job is to teach you how to deliver your message powerfully on stage, to tell your story, to share your story in a way that connects with your audience. And then my amazing husband, who I wouldn't do anything without, his job on the back end is to make sure that story lands you some revenue through the power of your massive tech CRM. I'm going to teach you how to sell. He's going to make it happen. We got the 1-2 punch for you right here. It's taken us years to get to this point, years of development, years of trial and hardship, but this is what we've done. And this is why we're here tonight, to help good people become crazy wealthy. And maybe that's you with us. Maybe not. That's okay. Wherever you're supposed to be there. Thank you for being here. Okay. We got Richard, do we have a winner of our lighting kit?
Yes. Check your phone.
Oh, I got to check my phone again. Okay. I'm not usually on my phone during webinars. Oh, yes. Okay. Our winner is, Instagram handle, Marianne _ Hickman. Richard, if you wouldn't mind putting that in the chat. Winner of our lighting kit is Ann Bishop. Ann, where are you? Ann, where are you? Where'd she go? Oh, do I see her? Unmute yourself, Ann. I can't see it. My screen's in the way of my other things. Congratulations.
Sorry.
Oh, you're
Thank
good.
you. This is great. I could definitely use it.
Awesome.
you.
Okay, I need you to text me your address. Do not put it in the chat for this room. You're going to get some weird mail if you do. Maybe not. Just kidding.
Fair.
I like to prank my
Thank
friends
you.
with weird mail. I have a friend who I sent Nicolas Cage stuff for like 6 months. She didn't know it was me. It was hilarious. Okay, but I want you to text me your address, 801-509-5495. Just text me your address so that we can get that out.
One more time. One more time.
Yeah, it's right in the chat, 801-509-5495. Go ahead and text that and we'll get that out to you. Congratulations, sis. I love giving stuff away. All right, I think this is the last one. Okay, friends, before I go, I just want to share with you. There's 2 most important days in the world, in your life. Maybe some of you have heard this before. Does anyone know what they are? 2 most important days in your life? Type in the chat. The 2 most important days in your life. I'm curious if you've heard this one before. The day you were born and the day that you find out why. But I want to break this idea for a second. Oh, I just threw a party. Hopefully it doesn't freeze. It did freeze. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I gave it the peace sign and it froze on me. The day you were born, don't you love it? And the day you find out why. Now, I want to throw this in the face of this terminology because I am a believer that the biggest gift we were given as children of God is the ability to choose. The biggest gift that we were given is the ability to choose. And it's easy when it's right from wrong. That's easy. But some of the hardest choices you will ever make is the choice between great and good. Some of the hardest choices you will ever make is, do I settle for good when great is available? So I believe the 2 most important days in your life are the day you were born and not the day you find out why, but the day that you decide why. The day that you decide why you're here. Because I have to tell you from personal experience, the God that created you and everybody else on this planet is not going to tell you. He's going to wait for you to tell him. He's going to wait for you to give him instructions. And he is ready at the waiting and asking, how do I help you build what you want to build? Because I'm not here to make the choice for you. I gave you that gift. I am here to ignite the fire and you tell me where you want to go. You tell me where you want to land. You tell me who you want to serve. You tell me how much money you want to make. You tell me the lives of you want to impact. You tell me exactly what you're here to do because it's my job to help you do it because he's a perfect parent. I'm not here to tell my kids what they want to be. I ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And if God's a much, much better parent than I am, I imagine he asks us an even more upgraded version of that question. So let's get to work. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. Let's live our callings because you're going to have a ton of fun when you do. Friends, I love you, and we will see you in the Mastery Hive. God bless. Have a good night.